Hello, everybody, and welcome to the More You Noble Sports Podcast. Today is August the 26th, and the Cardinals stand 6 games ahead of the Brewers, but even better, 5 games up in the loss column.
Yeah, I think the division's about wrapped up. This weekend could be the time where they could really get back into it. If you decide to go out there and just get swept by the Braves this series, so they really need to win at least 1-2 this series because the Brewers could get right back into it. But if they take care of business this weekend, I think they're in a really good spot to be. Like if you're a Brewers fan, you're not feeling great about your chances of winning the Central right now.
Absolutely not. And I think for the Cardinals, this weekend it's a playoff test. Like, if we're going to be honest now.
But we don't have one of our best players.
That's it. When is Nolan back? What have they said?
He's on a 72-hour paternity list now. He just got put on it. So he could either – I'm assuming he misses all 3 days. That would be my guess.
Yeah, which does really suck.
Yeah, it's not good. If only he wanted to win.
If that guy just had some desire to win, instead of kids and everything else.
It is what it is. It kind of sucks, but, whatever.
Do these players not know timing? Like, figure out math.
Well, apparently, from what I saw, seems to line up pretty well with the lockout. So, do with that what you want.
Well, I don't know. This is the
lockout
8th
started
month,
on December 1st.
It lines up with Thanksgiving.
No, December 1st is what it said, right? It's like 9 months.
It's not 9 months. That's 8.5.
What month are we?
Well, it's not right. Isn't it 40 weeks? Isn't that right? Didn't I learn that in biology? 40 weeks?
I don't know. Whatever.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Does not matter.
Next time, Helsley and Nolan should conceive in like March.
During the season.
Yeah, during the season. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
100%. What are we doing? What are we doing out here, guys? Let's go through. You can go through the Cubs series first because I think, coming off of that, again, an anomaly that happened twice this year, a 5-game series in Wrigley. I think that's, here's the thing. It's odd to say, and you're the one who comes on here quite a bit. Nice throwback glass there, by the way. That was like from my childhood.
It's art from Grandma's house.
I know those were literally like my lemonade while I was playing wiffle ball my entire youth. Anyway, it's hard. You're the one who loves to talk about, we need to sweep or we need to take 2 out of 3. And I'm always about that too. Hey, I'll be happy getting out of Wrigley with a 3. Taking 3 out of 5. I know that sounds like, we should have won 4. I'm happy with 3. The Cubs pitching staff, especially their starters, have been incredible. We got to their bullpen. They did a good job. All their starters who were really strong against us, we still got in their bullpen early. And you could really tell that paid off come yesterday when, the bats just exploded on the bullpen.
I think the only thing that hurts about it, and 3 out of 5 is fine. That's about what I expected. Anything above that's kind of going above and beyond. They're at the end of a long road trip. It doesn't even, not really long road trip, I guess is the wrong way to say it, but a grueling one of going from Arizona to Chicago to then play, they played 7 games in 6 days? 8 games in 7 days. That's not an easy road trip, no matter who you're playing. The only thing that sucks about it is they lost the 2 games you probably would have penciled in for them to win.
Right.
With 2, not great minor league pitchers against our 2 best pitchers, and we lost both of them. Those aren't the games you want to lose, but whatever, it happens.
Well, a couple things, I think I read or somebody told me this or whatever, the Cubs' second best starting pitching since the All-Star break.
Yeah, but none of those 2 guys had ever made a start for them.
That's what I'm saying is add to that. You're going against guys you have no book on, you have no film on, nothing about, they're not going to go deep, so they're going to come at you with fire and brimstone and vigor and everything else, and that's what they did, and that just happens. We've seen the Cardinals. I've watched the Cardinals my entire life. Seen this happen a lot, where a pitcher that you would think they're going to go in and rough up, they don't because, for whatever reason.
Yeah, it happens. Whatever.
And Wrigley is such a weird place. You had the 2 weird games where they just didn't score. The offense looked lackluster.
They had 3.
Huh?
3 of them.
Well,
they scored 1 run in the first game they won.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. I forgot about that. 1-0 game. Thank you, Albert.
Yeah, and Jordan Montgomery. We can talk about him a little bit later. But
absolutely.
Yeah, it's whatever. They were due for some regression offensively. They weren't going to go out and score 10 every game. So whatever. If it happened then, I don't know. The lineup tonight's a little weird. I guess we can talk about that later. They are playing Albert against more righties than I think they should. But I think a topic of conversation that probably should be addressed is the fact that Dylan Carlson seems to be a platoon player now.
Yeah.
If that's how they're going to use him, then you should have traded him for Juan Soto.
Well, maybe. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. I was going to get to this later. What seems to be, I don't know if it's the regression of Dylan Carlson, the not he hasn't blossomed to what we were hoping for, or if this is who he is. Like I don't know the
It's
answer
not
to
though, because
that.
he was better than this last year against them. And my biggest problem is he's had the same issues last year and this year. Are they not being addressed? Is he not working on it? Do they know what to address with him? Because he's had the same issues of not swinging hard, not hitting the ball hard, and swinging one-handed too much. I mean, it's easy to see why have this. Why I mean, he has 162 games to address this over 2 years. Like, why is it not? He hasn't made any adjustments to it. It doesn't seem.
I agree. And so the question is that a Dylan Carlson problem? Is that an organizational problem, or is it combined? I mean, it's something, again, we talked about this on the pod earlier this year with the young guys. You have an opportunity. You have to, like, this is a results oriented business. If you're not going to put the results out there, you're not going to play. And Ali has proven that to a point, not fully, but to a point. And I do agree that I don't love Albert out in that lineup against right-handers, especially
Against
tonight
Spencer
against Strider. Right?
Yeah.
You're setting him up, a guy who throws gas, who has absolutely nasty stuff, who's probably going to win Rookie of the Year, right? I mean,
Yes.
I think it's over, right? That race is probably
It's
over.
basically over unless he's
Okay,
blown up
yeah.
like 5 straight
So,
starts.
I mean, you're, to me, in my opinion, now watch, he'll go out and go 3 for 4. Hey, I hope so. But it just seems to me that you're setting him up to fail in this game.
I guess my way I would look at this is Dickerson would be my DH, and I would take Carlson's defense over because that's at least valuable, and I don't know how much value Albert can even bring in this situation. So at least
Agreed.
Carlson brings some value. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Now, there is no doubt that losing Nolan changes a lot of maybe what you were going to do with the lineup. But again, I mean, and you got Morton tomorrow. Who pitches on Sunday? Did you happen to look that up?
It's Jake Odorizzi coming back to St. Louis.
Yeah, so you got 3 righties. Do you think this is one of those things where it's get Albert in the lineup for a home series against the Braves?
Well,
and aren't they on national TV tonight?
He's batting over 300 since the All-Star break against righties.
And national TV tonight. So honestly, it's hard to argue against. It just seems like Strider not, but to be fair, Strider not a good matchup against a lot of guys.
Anyone in our
Right.
lineup. Yeah, I guess I don't love batting Corey Dickerson fourth. I get he's hot. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like that. I mean, it's okay to play Albert. Why is he batting ahead of Nolan Gorman? So there's some questions there. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, you're gonna have all the guys are gonna have to grind out at bats tonight. They're probably honestly gonna have to be aggressive early on with Strider. I don't think you want to let him
give it to you.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't think you can let him. I don't think you can let him get to 2 strikes on you. And that's been the Cardinals' approach most of the year, honestly, with a lot of starting pitchers. And we've talked about it on here, and you've talked about it on Twitter quite a bit. And it's kind of why at times you don't think you get into the bullpen early enough. But I kind of like it. Like, that was the way I played the game when I played back in the day. I wanted to get the guy early. I didn't want to get to his best pitch. I wanted, if I saw fastball early, that's right. And I think with Strider, he throws hard. But the fact is, he's going to give you, what's he throw, like 60-some% fastballs I saw, it's almost 70%. It's like Lance Lynn.
And most of the strikes.
Yeah. So, I mean, my thing is be aggressive early and go after those. I think
they've been a lot better about that. Is what they were doing earlier in the year was they had the lowest strikeout percentage in baseball, which obviously that's good, but they weren't slugging. They weren't really they were kind of just swinging early and popping out, or swinging early and grounding out weekly. And Brendan Donovan and Lars Nootbaar completely changed that for this team. At the top of the order, they see a lot of pitches. They don't strike out still, but they also hit the ball hard, both of them. And I think they've really changed their approach from just put the ball in play to let's get some deep counts and let's hit the ball hard, which is really what you should do. I'd much rather you go up there trying to hit a ball hard every time than going up there and just saying I can't strike out, because like it's just an out at the end of the day. If you're going to ground out, hit the ball hard, or like if you don't hit the ball hard in the major leagues, you're not going to get hits. That's what Dylan Carlson is struggling with a lot right now. Is his exit velocities are really low. So like Dickerson, since he's swinging harder now, he's getting a lot of hits. He's hitting the ball hard. So I think that's been their approach. And against a guy like Strider, I mean, he really produces the power. So I guess your approach can change there a little bit. Like you hit the ball off him, it's gonna go hard probably. I don't know. I'd like to see them just work counts and head battle. That's what I want to see. Like they're gonna go into the playoffs. They haven't been hitting great pitching like that well this year at all. Just go out there and at least make them work and get some scratch together 2 or 3 runs off them. Like it needs to be a playoff type approach for the at bats. I think tonight.
With the weather here is awesome. It's a little warm, but it's beautiful, and it's going to be warm through the weekend. I think that place is going to be rocking. I wish we were going. I would love to try to talk your mom into going Sunday
There would be
night
a
to
lot of
that
Braves
ESPN.
fans there, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, Braves
An easy
travel
trip
well,
up for
just like
them.
the Cardinals do. Sorry, you were what?
It's an easy trip up for them.
Yeah, Braves fans, like I said, Braves fans travel well, just like the Cardinals do. Let's just hit some highlights. Let me talk a few, and then I'll get your reactions on this from the Cubs series, and then we can get into whatever you want to do, because I got a lot of things I kind of want to hit on. In my opinion, highlights, obviously Lars and Donovan at the top. It's something I've been asking for a few weeks. I'm not the only one. I'm not out here being Nostradamus. That's just something, it just seems very obvious when you look at numbers. If we're going to look at data and analytics, and we're actually going to also, if you want to, I hate the term, but if you're going to use the eye test, I do not like that, because everybody's eyes are a little bit different. And, what looks great to one doesn't look great to another. But when you look at the data and the analytics, two guys getting on base at an alarming rate and have been for 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. Donovan wasn't getting the playing time, but every time he plays, he's in. So against righties, those two have to be at the top of the order. And you could argue against lefties, but they're not going to do that. I don't think you're going to start those two against lefty. But those two highlights, obviously, the biggest one was, you get the Albert bomb, which was incredible. But what Jordan Montgomery did Monday night, throwing the Maddox in Wrigley Field. I mean, that guy, again, we said we were glad we got him. I didn't know we were getting this. I'm not going to lie. I did not know. And thank you, Daily Fantasy. Thank you, FanDuel. I paid attention to Jordan Montgomery. Thank you, watching the games on MLB TV. But I didn't know that we were getting this guy. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but I love every fucking minute of it.
Well, they've unlocked something in him with his fastball. I mean, it's been 20% increase in your four seam. Like, they saw something in him. I don't know how the Yankees missed it, but they definitely saw something in him. And is it sustainable for him to have a 0.3 ERA? No, it's not, obviously not. But I expect him to go out there and give you a chance to win every game, and that's all I really care about. And he's going way deeper into games. His first career complete game, which is pretty cool. And it being a shutout's even cooler. I think he's meshed well with the team. I think he was really good, obviously. He almost had what did he give him, one hit?
One hit.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, I'd say. Especially
there's only one thing you can do better.
Yeah, no hits.
He didn't walk
anyone,
and you talked about it, and you and I talked about it via text or via phone or whatever. But the idea that he finally said, look, I don't want to be asked about the Yankees anymore. I love that. I'm not a Yankee. I'm a Cardinal. Don't ask me about the Yankees anymore. I love that. Like, he is full in on being a St. Louis Cardinal right now, and I love it.
I mean, why wouldn't you be? He's gotten the full experience. He's watching Goldschmidt be the best player ever. He's watching Albert Pujols hit home runs every other game, and he's watching Nolan Arenado be Mike Schmidt but better. So I mean, I think
and he's throwing to Yachty.
Experience. Yeah, and he's watching Adam Wainwright dominate.
That game tomorrow, Monty versus Morton. That's gonna be must-watch TV.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit worried about our lefty starters against the Braves. They kill lefty starters. But yeah, I think he'll do a good job. He's got a game plan for it. Morton. I have a feeling we could hit Morton pretty well. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. Tonight's gonna be a really hard game to win. The other two, I have faith that we can. This one's gonna be tough tonight.
Well, last time we faced Strider, didn't he have 9 strikeouts through 3 innings, or 8 strikeouts through 3 innings?
Yeah, I think he had 12 through 6.
Yeah, something wild like that. But add into the Cubs, Monty, Dakota Hudson. Like, Twitter hates Dakota Hudson. They have their whipping boys. It's Hudson, it's Kisner, it's been Corey Dickerson. And look, we've talked on here about how early in the year Corey Dickerson was not performing. He wasn't. No. That those are facts. But everybody wants to point out, people hate Andrew Kisner. Another good week. Had a really good series in Chicago again. He's had over an 800 OPS in his last 2 weeks. He continues to do all you can ask for a guy who plays off the bench. That's all.
More than you can ask for.
Agreed. And, obviously he got exposed when he played every day, but that was his first chance in the big leagues playing every day. I mean, I don't know what you're expecting from these guys. It's like so many people expect these guys to be robots, and they're not. And, it's wild. But also, how about winning a series and you didn't use Gio or Palante once?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be huge if Quintana can't go deep tonight. Like, I think if you like Palante's matchups against the Braves, I think you like Quintana. I mean, I wouldn't let him face that lineup 3 times.
Agreed.
No chance.
Wasn't that shocking to you that those, and you didn't have Helsley and you didn't see Gio or Palante? I mean, that our starting pitching this week, and honestly, the wild thing was the 2 guys, Waino and Miles, and Quintana wasn't himself. You could tell from the beginning, and that almost felt like it was a Kisner thing, right? And I'm not blaming Kisner. I'm saying it just felt like a feel thing with the two of them. It felt like they were never on the same page.
Something was off, and the umpires' calls weren't good. It was a
Agreed.
thank you, CB Buckner, but it wasn't great.
Well,
Also, I want
he
to talk
is
about.
so bad.
Remind me about this in like a little bit. I'm not yet, but in a little bit, I want to talk about umpires for a second.
Okay.
Just for a second, because I'm getting annoyed at what they're doing to the Cardinals, and it shouldn't be happening.
But again, like I said, going into Wrigley on a 5-game series, I think the only thing you can ask is to win. Like 3, I was happy with 3. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm very happy. The Brewers went out, had one good game, and outside of that, they got demolished by the Dodgers. Now they have to come. They play the Cubs, who they just lost 2 or 3 to. They get Steele tonight, who has been incredible for the Cubs. What a good find he's been, and what a good pitcher he's been for the rotation. The Cubs' young starting pitching could be a problem in the future, to be honest. And I think it's going to be a problem for Milwaukee this weekend.
Milwaukee's been really bad against the Cubs and the Pirates, and like you look at their schedule, you're like, oh well, it's not very tough. Like they haven't been good against these teams. Like they've been really bad in the division. They're only like 2 games above 500.
Yep.
In this division, like how's that a thing? It's not good. I don't know. Am I wrong for not being at all worried about Milwaukee even like making this close?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it does feel that way. And now I hate that because for the last however many years of a Cardinal fan, we have not run away with a division in a long time.
2015.
Was 15 the last one? So 7 years.
100 wins.
So it's been a while, right? And even then, weren't we battling Pittsburgh like for a while? I think Pittsburgh was pretty good that year.
I think we ended up winning that division quite handily.
Okay, see, I should know that. Those are things I should know.
I mean, the Cubs were probably the team. I think they knocked us out that year, didn't they?
Oh, so it was the Cubs. That's right. It was the Cubs.
So they might have been close, but
Pirates were maybe 13.
Either
way,
I think we won it decently.
Yeah. So, I think I don't know. I feel the same way that the Brewers. I don't see them take again. I will say it. I don't see them going on a prolonged losing streak because of their starting pitching. But I also don't trust that they're going to go on a prolonged winning streak. If that makes sense.
I think this is no hate to Jace Peterson or the Brewers, I guess, at all. But when they get so excited that Jace Peterson's coming back and that's going to be the difference maker, like that's kind of where their offense is at. Like it's just not
right.
It's any day of the week they can win because they're pitching, but any day of the week they can lose, even if their pitchers are great, because their offense is so one-dimensional. I mean, they have the highest percentage of their runs of score in baseball are scored off home runs. Like that's not a sustainable offense. And you even hear it here in St. Louis, and I think it's kind of ridiculous because there was times where we're like playing Colorado, and they're like, "Oh, we're scoring too many runs off the home run ball." It's like, well, it was 3 games, but like that's them the whole year. Like that's why if they don't hit it out, they're going to struggle. I think that's why we match up so well against them sometimes is we don't give up very many home runs. Like we have to be pretty low on the list of home runs given up in baseball, I would assume.
Yeah, we
don't give up home runs hardly ever. It's very rare.
Yeah, you could probably find that answer out if you want to look it up, but I didn't look it up.
I don't want to. But just from the eye test, like
since August 10th,
we're going to be 29th in the home runs.
Since August 10th, Lars leading all of baseball in OPS. 1.125. Now, the funny thing is, if you look at this top 10 list, he's first and Nolan is 5th. So you don't even see Goldy on there. But you look at 3, 4, 6, and 9, and it's all Braves. You've got Grissom, Vaughn Grissom. I mean, they just keep bringing these guys up from Double-A.
He'll be extended in 2 days.
It does feel like that. They just keep bringing these guys up from Double-A, i.e. Michael Harris and now Vaughn Grissom, and they have mad success. I have absolute respect for the Braves organization. And then obviously at 6, you have Matt Olson, and you have Ronald Acuna down at 9th. This is going to be a massive test for the Cardinals pitching staff. I truly believe in the National League, the Braves hands down have the best batting order. I really do, from top to bottom, from 1 through 9.
They don't have Ozzie in it right now.
Correct. But you look at what Vaughn Grissom's doing. I mean, so you're going to add him. But also, and if you look at William Contreras, what he hit 5 home runs last week, 4 or 5 home runs last week. I mean, that's another guy that is going to give you massive fits. There's not an easy out in that. There's just not. It's going to be a challenge. I think the only time I want to see the Braves is if we get to see them in the NLCS. I don't want to see them in the second round.
You won't.
Okay, well then there we go. Good.
Wait. Yeah,
no, because they're going to be a wild card unless they win the division.
If they win their wild card round, they'll play the Dodgers in the DS.
Thank God.
And actually, that's not true. You will if they win the division, then we'll play them.
That's true. Yeah, but I don't know.
But you got to win the first round first.
Anyway. Yeah, I just think I'm really excited to see how we match up because if we come, it just sucks so bad that Nolan's not in the lineup. It really does. You really need all your weapons. And hey, we're also shout out to Nolan for having a kid. Like that's
honestly
awesome.
though, like 3 days off for Nolan, not the worst thing in the world.
I agree. If you can find a way to win one or two without it, it's better. You know that he's loving it, but also he's hating it.
No, I bet he's hating every second of it.
Well, he's not because he's getting to see his kid be born.
I'm sure that's great, but I'm sure in the back of his head he's going to be not.
With that being said,
play the Braves.
Very happy that everything's going well with the Helsley family.
Yeah, I was worried when it was like he still wasn't back. Yep. You know, he's not just like skipping out on it.
No.
But yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know that on Twitter.
I don't care about Twitter anymore. I don't even reply to people anymore if they.
No, you can't. You have. I'm starting to block. That's my new thing.
I don't even block. I just don't respond.
Or mute. Maybe that's what I'm doing. But yeah, just moving on because the idiocy is running rampant.
I almost think it's not even worth talking about at times because it doesn't represent the mass.
Like, I agree. You're right.
The fan base we're trying to talk to right now, like that's not the people.
Agreed, 100%. I don't know. I'm kind of petty, Tom Petty at times. I like to point out the idiots. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's just like that's what they want. You know,
they don't know. They're not
a reaction. That's what they want. It is, or else they wouldn't be doing it. Like no one just says stupid.
That's fair.
Just
that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that things are going well. I don't know if Nolan. I'm assuming his wife had his child. She's going to labor 2 days ago. I'm assuming the baby's here.
Don't know. Did not see an announcement.
Would you be surprised if Nolan's like, I'm playing tomorrow? I wouldn't even be surprised if that happens.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's back Sunday. I'd be surprised if he's back tomorrow.
I wouldn't. I mean, he shouldn't be probably, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Did go see St. Paul and the Broken Bones last night.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to go to Louisville with us when we're going to see him in a couple weeks?
Not really.
Okay. They were so much fun.
I'm sure they were. I should have seen them 2 years ago, but
you made some bad life choices.
No, whatever. Whatever. You move on.
A couple. All right. I get some questions for you. All right.
Okay.
So I want to get your takes. Are you concerned about Tyler O'Neill and Dylan Carlson right now and their future here in St. Louis?
I'm concerned about Dylan Carlson.
You're not concerned about Tyler at all?
No, I thought he looked good this weekend.
Okay. Well, this week.
Yeah. I mean, this week. Yeah. Whatever. This series. I mean, he had a couple of pretty good games. He hit the ball hard a lot.
He had a couple balls to left that, if it weren't for the Wrigley wind, would have been way out, I think.
He finally hit a home run. He's hit a couple. The one in Boston stands out to me that looks like a Tyler O'Neill home run where he muscled it.
Yeah.
But the one he hit down the line to left field, he hasn't done that in so long. Like that looked like a Tyler O'Neill home run. So I was going to see him. Then he went 0 for 4 the next day, whatever. He still drove the ball a couple times. It happens. Carlson, I'm not worried about. I'm worried about the fact that they're losing faith in him more than anything. Because
here's the question. Let me ask you this: as guys who have been pro Dylan Carlson and still are, I'm not wavering from it. The dude's 23. Let's all relax. What if you are an organization? Let's have you put on another one of those hats. Let's say you're the person running this organization. How are you not concerned about that's? I don't know where you just say, do you just keep putting him out there every day and hope at the end of the year the body of work is where it should be? Is that what you do?
My question would be, why did you value Harrison Bader so much that when he was bad offensively, you still played him every day, but Dylan Carlson's not getting the same treatment when he's just as good in the outfield?
That's a very valid question.
And he's still better than Harrison Bader was offensively.
Yeah.
So, why are you picking and choosing? I will say it's really good to see that Tyler can handle center field. That gives you another option out there, which I like.
Should have caught a fly ball maybe the other night, but also not mad at him because he
didn't want to go die for it.
Right. It was a do or die play. I think Bader and Carlson both make that play easily. I really do. Yeah, but I was fine with him not. Let's not get hurt in Wrigley.
I also don't like playing him out there though, to be honest with you. It is good to see they can do it, but I don't want him to get hurt. You don't.
Would you put Lars in center?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I would too.
I like his aggression, but then then you put in right field Dickerson. Dickerson's so bad defensively. I don't know why he should be DHing. Stop.
Well, here's what if you want to be honest, I'd put Donovan in right field.
No, did you see his play yesterday?
So then you're saying we got to go Tyler, Dylan, and Newt every night out there?
Yes.
Paul DeYoung in the lineup tonight? I haven't seen it. Okay.
There wasn't any
Paul DeYoung's.
He's so bad, and it's so sad to say. I'm wearing a jersey right now, but it's he is really just not a good hitter.
Do you think? Here's my hope. I'm gonna be really honest. I hope we trade him, not because I want him off the Cardinals, because I hope that he goes somewhere and has a lot of success. That a change. I mean, it is people always scoff at the change of team. That is true for so many athletes and people. Like no matter what your career is, I'm hoping that if he goes somewhere else, wherever it be, in an option year, in an opt out year, that he has a lot of success. I really am. Like, here's what's going to happen. They're going to trade him. I hope he has success, and then Cardinal fans are going to be, well, why did we trade him? Well, you called him every name in the book for 3 years, so let's relax. It was like Matt Carpenter saying, why couldn't he hit like that here? Jeff Albert, fire Jeff Albert. No, that's not how this works, folks. That's not how baseball works.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like right now where the team stands, you have 4 middle infielders, and he's like the 4th worst, and it's not even close.
I agree.
Not the 4th worst, the 4th best, I guess.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And you don't.
And the other 3 are really good, by the way. Like Tommy's starting to hit, which is great.
He is.
Talk about him.
Yep.
He looked really good. I mean, he's hitting the ball hard the other way, lefty and righty.
That's what I love to see is hitting. And you know me. You've heard me say this since you were 5 years old. I love guys. My number one thing, hit the ball the other way. Like, especially when you're struggling.
I think, when he gets in trouble, it's obvious he's just rolling over weakly a lot. Like when he starts staying inside that ball and driving it the other way for doubles, and he's Tommy two backs again, and a homer that I did not see coming to left center that was an absolute bomb. That's great. Donovan looks great. Gorman, I feel like you just kind of have to deal with I don't even know how he looks. Like one day he'll look great, and then the next day he'll look completely lost. And it's like, well, that's just who he is, I think.
He's 22.
No, I get it. I'm not ragging on him. I'm just saying, if you were to say how Dylan Carlson looked today, I'd be like, Nolan Gorman. I'd be like, I don't know. He had 2 balls, 110, and then he struck out twice, looking like he'd never held a bat. Like that's who he is. I like it. That's kind of fun because I never know what he's gonna do. But so I don't know. I like their options. I just can't see you validating hitting maybe the worst hit. I mean, let's be honest. They have 2 of the worst hitters in baseball on their team. Yachty and DeYoung, by every stat, are 2 of the worst hitters in all of baseball.
Right.
So you cannot validate putting both of them in your lineup when you have
Agreed.
12 other ones. 11 other ones that are great. Like they're not great, but all above average.
But who are producing?
Yeah,
yeah.
And Carlson,
you're going to have to find a way. And
I
think a benefit for the Cardinals and for Paul DeYoung is going to be if they do maintain this lead, which I believe. I'm not saying they're going to keep it at 6. They could extend it. I think as the weeks go on, they probably extend it. But you could get Paul DeYoung some playing time in September because you can give some guys a day off. Like you're going to need to keep him fresh in case, knock on wood, there's an injury late or something like that. Like,
even if there is one, you still have 2 other guys.
I get it.
Like Donovan to play shortstop, I take him at shortstop over DeYoung. And let's be honest, DeYoung, we've been talking about his defense is that it's not anymore. His defense has been horrible, really shaky and really weird.
I think it's all right between these ears. I really do. I couldn't find.
I just don't want to question his mental.
No. I'm not. By no means am I questioning mental toughness. I'm saying this game is. Well, what they say, 90% mental, and the other half is physical. Isn't that what Yogi Berra said?
That's Yogi Berra.
Yeah, right. So it's so true. Now, if I were to give you the stat, are you more shocked that since the All-Star break, Albert leads Major League Baseball in OPS, or that Trayce Thompson is 10th?
I'm more surprised that Albert is first, but I'm really happy for Trayce Thompson. I really like seeing him do that. That homer he hit off Corbin Burns was a bomb.
Yeah.
And how cool is it? They're going crazy. It's fun.
How cool is it to see Steph there with his kids? He's taking videos of Trayce Thompson. That's awesome. I love that.
Clay's there going crazy at times. It's cool.
Love everything about that. And for Trayce to be where your dad was a championship winner and a hell of a basketball player in LA, like that's got to be great for him. Also, and the guy who has shown flashes, he just never had either the consistent playing time or whatever it is. I mean, he's what a second half he's had right now.
He has to be up close to 30 years old, doesn't he?
No clue.
He's been in the league. I guess I could look that up. But he's been around for a long time. And he was really good right when he came up, and he kind of fell off. I honestly didn't even know if he had retired or not. He's 31, so good for him.
Yeah.
Generally, when you reach that age in the minor leagues, you give up or you just don't find your way back up. And to be on the Dodgers performing, that's really cool. Also, the Dodgers, how do they just find these guys to come up and just be good for them? Like it was Steven Souza last year. Like it's Trayce Thompson. They just have something in the water in LA.
Well, Joey Gallo.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was a New York thing. And again, that's a mental thing. Like it's not a shot at Joey Gallo. There are a lot of guys who have not had success in New York.
He said he was afraid to leave his apartment. Like that's not. I don't really get that, but whatever. I mean, it's. It is definitely mental. Like if you feel good, you're gonna probably produce. If you don't. Like, look at Paul Goldschmidt. That dude's been on a heater for 4 months. You think that guy's not feeling like Jesus at the plate every night? Like, I'm sure that's playing a role into why he's so good all the time.
Yeah, since the All-Star break, Goldie third, by the way, in OPS and Nolan sixth. So, I mean, that there's a reason the Cardinals are 6 games up. But I'll say it again. To me, the 6 games up are great, but that 5 games up in the loss column is massive.
Yeah.
It really is huge right now because that's what you're like. That's what they're chasing. You have to lose 5 more before they lose one for them to even come close to you.
It's
I
not,
don't
and
see
it's
that
also like
happening.
the way I look at it is, yeah, I mean, you have to win 6 more. I mean, you have to not lose 6 more games than the Brewers rest of the year, right?
Right.
Like that's really how you have to look at it. Like, what are the odds that the Brewers make up 6 games? Like with a month of baseball left, that's just not a month and a half.
We
Was there
we
five
touched on it,
weeks
but
left?
I think we owe him the credit to give him a little bit more pub. Dak was really much better on Thursday.
He
Much
looked
better.
good.
And I was so happy to see that. Like that he's hearing the talk. By the way, you have the Dak Hudson mustache going on there. That's up
Mhm.
here.
Yeah,
But
I
he
noticed that
hears it.
yesterday actually when I watched him pitch.
That's a guy you don't, unless you're going to deal him in an upper level deal. That's a guy you just don't give up on at 25 years old. He's had good stuff, like you said. He does walk guys. That is something they're going to have to address, and it does appear they are addressing it. He was working faster. The pitch clock's really going to help Dakota Hudson potentially. He just looked like he looked more comfortable on the bump. Everything looked smooth and easy. There was one inning where he thought, "Uh oh, here we go," and then he gets a ground ball, double play, and they get out of it.
And
It was good to
Tommy
see.
made that play. Tommy and
Right.
Goldie made to save the
Absolutely.
game at that time was incredible. I give him more credit for being able to go out and do what he did, knowing that might be his last start this year, than I
Right.
do like just him being better. Because Dak can be better. That doesn't surprise you when he does something like he did yesterday, because he has it in him. But for him to go out with all the Jack rumors, like he knows that's his last start. Like I'm sure they probably even told him that. But would it surprise you, I guess, if that's Dakota Hudson's last start as a Cardinal?
No,
That sucks. I hope it's not.
it does. I agree. I agree with you, but I almost feel like there's no room left at the end. And if he does have value at 25, a sinker ball pitcher in today's game, that if you got him again, I think he could still be very successful here in St. Louis in our
I mean, it's
ballpark
almost like he's
with
almost
our
built for the
right with
team.
our defense. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's one of those guys that comes out again. We're talking about a guy who was only a year removed, a little bit over a year removed, year and a half from Tommy John surgery. It's not like he just had a weird, calf injury or something. This is major, massive surgery that ends guys' careers. So people who are like just going off and saying, get him off my team, it's disgusting. And also, it just shows you don't know anything about baseball.
Well, I get that, but also these walk problems are not new. He led the league in walks in 2019.
I'm not arguing that.
So
I
it's
said
not like
that's one of
Tommy
those
John
things.
made him into this pitcher. Like this is who he's
No,
always
I'm
been.
saying those are things that have to be addressed. There's no doubt about it. But I think if you're another organization and you look at Dakota Hudson, he's not expensive. He's young. He's had success at the big league level. I think that's
This
a
is
guy,
first
and
year
at
of
Division One
arbitration
level.
coming up. This is
Do
first year of
what?
arbitration coming up too. He has 3 years left, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
2 or 3. So yeah, I mean,
2 or
he
3.
got years of control. I think he has 3. I don't think he's been in arbitration yet.
But I don't. To answer your question, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that because I hate like trying to judge on
I
what's
don't
going to
know
happen with
either.
a
I'm just
guy.
asking
But
if
I
it would
would not be
surprise you.
shocked. No.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't know. I kind of don't want it to be, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Jack, after him being a free agent in a year, they're probably not going to be willing to trade many young starters. I want to think.
Yeah, I agree. So you think he goes Jack? What did they announce Jack start date yet?
Look, I think it might be.
Okay.
Hold on, it might be today. Am I wrong?
No, you're Quintana tonight.
No, I think Jack has one more rehab start. It might be.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because he pitched. What did he pitch Sunday, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm with you. I meant here in St. Louis, so it could be like maybe next Wednesday or Thursday.
We're
Okay,
gonna see how he
right.
does. Like he has 80 pitches. I'm assuming if he goes out there and Jack for 80 pitches, they're probably. I mean, he's in Memphis today, I believe. So it's gonna be a test for him. I don't know who he's facing. I don't know the lineup. I'm not that in tune with AAA rosters, but I mean, it's gonna be a test. 80 pitches. If he can go out there and one run or less, I mean that's probably what you're expecting for him to do. If he does that, he'll be here in 5 or 6 days, which is that's
Agreed.
pretty exciting, I think.
Agreed. Also, one guy we didn't talk about, Caleb, that I wanted to give a little shout out to is Matthew Liberatore.
What do you do?
When he pitched in Wrigley, I thought he did a really nice job. Like he
pitched in Wrigley?
He did in the doubleheader.
Did I miss that?
You must have because he was actually really good.
When did he pitch?
I think it was game 2. What the one we won?
He didn't pitch.
Hold on.
Jake
Did
Woodford
I?
did.
Huh?
Jake Woodford pitched.
Who came in after Woodford?
Stratton, I
And
thought.
then?
I could be tripping. Let me look at this.
Yes, you are. I watched it because it was the night that Nolan got hit, and there were people on Twitter yelling for Liberatore to hit
What?
to hit a guy in the late innings. Did you have too many high noons again?
No, I don't remember what I was doing. I might have been out actually when that happened. Yeah, I was. I was not home. I was at the bar. So, yeah, maybe I
Those
did.
$2
Hold
high
on.
noons.
No, hold on. We won that game. Let me look at this box score. It was a 13-3 game you're talking about.
Yeah, it was the night that Nolan got hurt.
I don't know how to look at box score. Oh,
This is taking you way too long, and we are like.
Okay, he did. He did
Thank
not
you.
do well. He was actually horrible.
He was.
2.2 innings, 2 runs.
Yeah, but I think one of the. But still, what I'm
That's not
saying.
good.
Okay, what I'm saying is he was coming in, and I thought he actually threw the ball well.
He struck out 3, so yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess I wasn't watching. Well, they were up 13-3, and I wasn't home, so I wasn't really paying
Correct.
too much attention to it. But yeah,
Correct.
good for him, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
give up 2 runs, though, in 2 innings.
That's fair. But I mean, my point was it was nice to see him come in, get outs when you needed outs.
Yeah.
And hey, when you're up 13-1, I don't care if they score a couple. I guess that's where I'm going.
I'm
You're
worried
throwing
about
fastballs.
him. I'm worried about his mental state.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like him like being mentally ill or anything like that. I'm worried about like he's had a tough year of coming up, thinking him and Gorman coming up together, and all the guys have
Right.
stayed up, and he's kind of been stuck down in AAA, and I don't think he's doing too well down there either.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with him. He just has. I want to talk about him for 1 second. He has so much potential. Don't like he could figure something out like that, and then he's great. So we just don't know. He could figure out something, some pitch usage, go to a pitch lab somewhere and figure something out in the offseason and come back and be great. So I'm not worried about him yet, but it is becoming concerning that he has not progressed yet. I will say
he
that.
is 23, so let's relax.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I agree.
I'm not worried. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I'm saying he needs next year he needs to do it. That's what I'm going to say.
And I apologize. I phrased it like Libby came in, and that's not what I meant. What I meant was he came in. I thought he only gave up 1 run. I guess I didn't realize those.
I might have been a homer. I don't remember what happened.
But he just came in and threw strikes, and I like to see him do that and get us through a game where you needed somebody to just get us through a game.
Yeah, and Jake Woodford, shout out to him. He was great. He gave you 5
another one,
1/3 when you expected probably to give you 3, and came in and go 5 1/3, and he was really good. He had 1 run.
It was good to see. Like I said, the 2 pitchers that struggled were Waino and Miles. And you and I had just talked on the last pod that we assumed Waino would throw that night game, and he threw the day game. The stats show that he's way better at the night game. Though you'd see give Yachty the day game off and throw in the night game. That was just kind of a wonky, weird game. Also, like Waino, he just could never get into a groove. You thought he was going to roll, and then he just didn't roll. And it was. I mean, those games are going to happen. Like especially what is Waino 42? Like it's going to happen.
Or 41? I don't know.
What did you think about his comments about his daughters being in high school and how he didn't want to miss all of their stuff? He's already missed so many things. You think that means he's not coming back next year, or what? Did you take anything away from that, or should we?
No, he said that for 3 years.
Okay.
So no, I mean, I wouldn't surprise me if he retires, but for his sake, I wish he would have said that he was retiring so he could get the farewell tour that the other 2 were getting.
I agree with that.
But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me either way. But he's been saying that for 2 or 3 years, and it hasn't impacted his decision yet.
Right.
And it seems like he said every time he sets his family down and says, "Hey, what do you want me to do?" And all of them like, "Hey, keep going out and pitching. Like you're great at it. We like watching you." And they're getting older as well. Like they're getting in. He has one really young kid named Caleb, by the way. But he also has a couple that are getting older in high school. So maybe that impacts his decision of not either one wanting to see their high school moments, or 2, they're becoming more independent and maybe being more okay with it. So I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, whatever he decides wouldn't surprise me, and I'll be okay with it either way, obviously.
Agreed. Couple more Cardinal things before, unless you have something. Well, before we get to umpires. So couple more Cardinal things. One, I'd like you to come on here right now and apologize to Corey Dickerson, because not too long ago you were saying just cut him now. Cut him now. That's what you said.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing. If I could go back to that same time, and I still would say the same thing.
That poor man.
He deserved it. He was playing horribly. Like he's fixed his swing and he's been better. Like I'm happy, and it's another bat that's in our lineup, and that's great. But I'm not apologizing. He was horrible. He's like a 400 OPS for 2 months.
All right, 2 things. Is Goldy going to win 2 Triple Crowns this year?
2 Triple Crowns.
Yeah, he can win the slash line. He can win the slash Triple Crown, and he can win the other Triple Crown.
If Kyle Schwarber gets hot, which he hit a home run yesterday, that he
Did
has
you
no
see where
chance
that
of
thing
catching
landed?
homers. Yes.
Did you see?
It was 450 feet, wasn't it? Like
That's
456.
that's Fugazi, dude. That thing went 500 feet. That
Hit
thing
a ball
was
456 feet in Philly is pretty impressive. That's not
that
ball
thing
does
was
not fly there.
absolutely pissed on.
Yeah, he's so good. But I'm saying if he gets hot, then no, he's not winning the Triple Crown.
Yeah, right.
Because he'll hit 10 in a week, and you'll be like, "What just happened?" But I mean, I think if I had to put my money on him winning it or not winning it, I would put it on him winning it.
Really?
But I just think he's gonna Goldie winning it. Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't.
Well, I don't think anyone's gonna catch him in the slash line Triple Crown. No one's catching.
Yeah, I think that one's in the books. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that one's in the books.
But yes, I would put my money on him getting it because I don't think Pete Alonso. I mean, I just think the Mets are going to start resting guys. Well, actually, no, they can't now that the Braves are coming. So I don't know. I mean, Pete Alonso's been struggling.
Had a good night last night,
and I have no reason to believe Goldie's going to need stop. He's not. He's not even hot anymore. He's just doing this. This is just who he is.
This is right. This is who he is. That's it. That
Like
is
he's
the
not
perfect
hot.
way to
You
put
can't
it.
be like Goldie's went 5 for 8 this series. He's hot. No, he's not hot. That's just what
It was hilarious. I was watching the game yesterday, and they were talking about how it had appeared that Goldie was just a tick off.
I even texted you that.
And as they said it, I don't know if Brad said it or Danny Mac said it. With that being said, at any point in time, then next thing you know, later in the game,
he has 2 homers.
Absolute bombs.
He has 3 hits, a walk, and 2 homers.
Like it is like his ability, and this is what they always say: what separates the good from the great, and the great from the elite, and then the elite from the Hall of Famers. Wherever you want to put him, he's in between the elite Hall of Famers because he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think, right? It's the ability not just to make like the good ones make adjustments game to game, right? The great ones make adjustments at bat to at bat, and the elite Hall of Famers make him pitch to pitch. And he sure seems to make adjustments pitch to pitch.
That reminds me of Tony. I was reading Tony La Russa's book about I don't know if it was about the 04 or the 2011 team. It was about one of the two. And he was talking about Albert's rookie year. And he said he was like watching him because they obviously only called him up because of the Bonilla injury. And he like took one of the worst swings he'd ever seen on a slider. And he was like, like, is this guy? And he was like, how's he going to adjust is what he was thinking. Next pitch, he threw the slider and he hit a home run to the opposite field. And he was like, well, yeah, okay. And he was like, that's when I knew that Albert was going to be staying for a while.
Yep.
So,
and that is that's so true. Like you can be good and stay in the major leagues and make adjustments game to game. You can, but to be elite in a hall like they do, and it is obvious it's pitch to pitch. And watching him is so much fun because he's not flair. There's no flash. It's just greatness. Like it's absolute greatness what we're seeing with him and with Nolan this year. And you can name others, obviously, but those two have been so much fun.
I love the contrast between our two superstars. One is wear your emotion on your sleeves, fired up at all times, Nolan.
Yep.
And then the other one's Goldie, who's just like, okay, it's like a nice duo. Like
I mean, Goldie's second right now in WAR to Judge, and then Nolan's
which, by
third.
the way, come on, he has negative defensive WAR. Do they who these stats at first base are so flawed?
They are. I agree.
But dude, he's the best first baseman in baseball defensively. It's not even close.
Well, I'll tell you what's even more shocking to me, dude, is that Judge is a full point ahead of Nolan Arenado. Like, are you kidding me? Have you
he
watched
having an incredible year.
I get it, but like you said, defensively, like it's not even close.
I don't watch enough Aaron Judge to know how well he's been doing, but if he's been playing good defense in center field, then I can understand it because it's where he's been playing a lot of the time.
Yes.
So if he's been playing well up there, then that makes. I have not been watching well.
Rounding out the top 5, Ohtani 4. Freddie Freeman all of a sudden finds himself in 5th place, a first baseman.
Batting 320, by the way.
Remember we were talking about how he wasn't having a Freddie Freeman year, and there he is right now, 5th in WAR. Lindor at 6th. That was a surprise to me.
Not me. I mean, he leads the league in not the leads the league. He broke. Okay, this is what I meant to say. He broke the Mets shortstop RBI record.
Oh well, there 82. You go.
So that's impressive. Yep. 82 RBIs for him, and he's probably going to win a Gold Glove. I would assume. I don't know, but that's just what he does.
Would you like to guess the next 4? I'll give you the chance to guess the next 4.
Austin Riley.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Okay, so who were the ones you named?
Okay, so top 6: Judge, Goldie, Arenado, Ohtani, Freeman, Lindor. That's your top 6, and these are no pitchers. All right, please understand this. Oh no, there are pitchers included in here. But there are no in the top 10. That's what I meant.
Okay, can you tell me what the 6th
outside of Ohtani
WAR is?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Is it a 4 point something or 5 point something?
5.5 for 2 of them, and then 5.3 for 2 of them.
5.3 is lowest. Is J-Rod up there?
Huh?
J-Rod?
Nope.
Is he in the top 10?
Nope.
Wow. 4 point. Are there any pitchers on this list?
No list. No, that's why I said no pitchers. Ohtani, the only one in the top 10.
So is Ohtani's really? So that's weird. Jose Ramirez?
Jose Ramirez comes in at number 10. Actually tied for number 9.
Tied for number 9. Carlos Schwartz? No. Did you say Nolan? Tommy.
I already told you he's third.
Tommy?
Nope.
Tommy? No. Okay, he fell out.
All right, let's go.
I don't want to do this anymore.
We played this too long.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Tied for 7th, Machado and Betts.
Okay.
And then tied for 9th, J. Ram and Dansby Swanson. That man is going to get paid.
Easy. I should have got those.
Well, yeah. Well, you're not that smart.
It was hard for me to remember the names you said.
What did you do last night?
What did I do last night?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me that?
What did you do? You went to Cam's and had too many high noons. We're sensing a problem
I didn't have
on
that
here.
many. I only had like 4.
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe 5. Maybe 6. I don't know.
Gosman 12th, by the way. 11th, Carlos Rodon.
Yeah, he's going to get paid.
By the way, Giants playing very good baseball.
They're a game under 500.
I know, but I'm saying lately playing very good baseball.
No, they just lost a series to the Diamondbacks or the Rockies or whoever it was.
They were playing. They were. I apologize. I did not look at the last 3 games. They were playing good baseball. Struggled with the Diamondbacks. Lost 3.
They're a very average team.
Isn't it wild, though, that they're only 5.5 games behind the Padres?
Yeah, I mean, the Padres stink. They're so bad. All right, bad.
Let's get to the umpires because I want to hear. Okay. We got to do a little bit around the league. And let's get out of here.
Okay, so the Nolan situation. One horrible call by Libka, who's not a bad umpire by any means. Like he's one of the most respected umpires in the league. But just check. Like first off, check. That's not the problem I had. Like obviously that sucks. It impacts the game. Whatever, it happens. But to eject Nolan in that situation when he's turned around and putting his helmet on the ground, like to eject him then, like that's one ridiculous. People pay to come see those. People pay money to see Nolan Arenado play. I guarantee it. I guarantee there are Cubs fans or people in Chicago that said, I want to see Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt play today. So they went, and Goldie already wasn't in the lineup. So that's ridiculous. You didn't give Ollie a chance to come out and talk to him. But to protect his player, the biggest problem I had, he was smiling again. What is with these guys smiling when they're ejecting Ollie, when they're ejecting Nolan? They're like belittling players. That cannot be happening. You cannot have your umpires belittling players and managers.
I know you don't like the take, but Millar's not the only one I've heard say it. Is the jealousy take I mean, a lot of players. I understand. That's why I prefaced it.
You don't know that.
I prefaced it with, I know you hate the take.
It's also unfair.
Hold on. Let me finish. I have heard former players say that they have heard umpires say to them and to their teammates that they were better players than some of the guys on the field. They just never were given the shot. I've heard players talk about this. So the thing is, there's this power. My presence in the game more powerful than yours, but also they're just bad at their jobs, dude. A lot of them, not all.
Horrible.
I'm not going to paint with a broad brush, but a lot of them. What's the guy? CB Buckner is garbage. He's
been bad for 30 years.
How he is still allowed to be out there and then question Ollie's time in baseball is embarrassing. First of all, until you start doing something to reprimand these guys and to suspend these guys, how do you take them seriously? If I'm a player, and there's some great ones out there, by the way, there are, but the ones that are bad stick out like a sore fucking thumb.
Shout out Jim Wolf. He's a great umpire. I like him a lot.
Absolutely.
And he's always said in the interviews he's in, the umpires that are good and that you want to work with are the ones that don't want to be noticed. Like that's what you should want. You should want to fly under the radar. You should want the fans to not even know you're there for a game. That's how you know you're doing your job well.
With him being said, I could only name 10 umpires. 9 of them are garbage because the only reason I know their name is because they're so bad.
The one in the Galarraga incident that made the bad call, he's also really good. I forget his name. Jim Joyce. He's also good.
Jim Joyce.
The rest of them, it's bad, and it's just like CB Buckner. Like, if you question a player's or time in the league, whether they're a rookie, a manager's time in the league because he's a rookie manager, or if you do the whole rub down Madison Bumgarner's hand thing, if you do anything like that to disrespect the players or managers in the field, the ones that people come to see Not they come to see Ollie, but they come to see his team and they come to see Nolan and all those guys. You should be fired immediately. Gone. That's not your
Yeah.
place. You're making the game about yourself. You shouldn't be allowed to do
Well,
that.
unfortunately,
Like,
they're
that's a
protected by the
bad look.
union and the
Well,
CBA.
how though? How are they protected by a union? Why are they not hired by Major League Baseball?
It's a great
Are they?
question.
If they're hired
Yeah,
by
they
Major League
are.
Baseball, then the union
They
should have
are,
nothing to
but
do
they
with
still
it.
have their own union. Like,
I was in a
I'm hired
union
by
at
Hayesville
Starbucks.
School
I could have
District,
been
but
fired.
teachers have a union.
I had a union when I was working at Busch Stadium. They could have fired me. So why does that protect them? I don't understand it.
It's tenure laws probably with that, just like teachers, and it's probably also a lot of there. It's however the bylaws and everything are written, which, by the way, have no idea. No
Being
idea.
tenured is one of the dumbest things ever. So
It
now
can
you
be.
can just do whatever you want and you can't get
Well,
fired.
let me talk from
To
the
an
converse
extent.
side. Conversely, as a teacher who has watched terrible administrators go after teachers for personal reasons, it's nice to be able to be protected. I was not one of those, but if you're not protected, then you can be subject. Like, you could work your way up, and then the district say, we don't want to pay you because you're getting too close to the top, so we're going to fire you for no reason. So there are
that's a different problem, but I just
there are a
think
lot
as
of
a grand.
benefits.
I mean, I get that it feels good when you are tenured. I'm not saying that's not great for you. I'm saying if you're bad at your job, you should be fired.
Well, I agree with that, but it's a protection. Like, it is a massive
I
protection that you
understand
earn.
that, but these guys haven't earned it.
I agree, and that's
So in fact,
and I
CB
think,
Buckner probably should have been fired 25 years ago.
and the fact is, the weird thing to me is that there are no repercussions. That's the one that gets me. Like, if a player comes out and does something bad, they're fined. They could be suspended, whatever. But if an umpire has an egregious game, and I don't mean just missing calls, I mean belittling players, like you said, coaches, whatever it is, fill in the blanks. There's nothing. They don't have to answer questions. I've said for years, umpires should have to answer questions after games.
I mean, do you think he throws up Nolan Arenado in that situation if he has to answer as to why he did it in post game?
Agreed.
No, he doesn't. He probably, at least he thinks twice about it. And to me, I get it. I'm not saying Lipka's even a bad umpire because I don't think he is. He's been good for a long time, and a lot of people have a lot of respect for him. But I will say, at the very least, give your manager a chance to come out and protect his players and get himself ejected. And if when Ollie comes out, Nolan won't go away and he continues, then eject him. But he was walking. He was putting his helmet down. They're about to walk into the field. Like,
right.
Why are you ejecting him? And it makes no sense. And yeah, Nolan originally when he turned around and ran at him, I was like, yeah, okay, he's gonna get ejected. Like that, probably don't do that.
Right.
But like, if you're not gonna eject him right then just let the guy go play, man. People pay to go see him.
It definitely feels like it's a lack of accountability. Like, that to me that's how simple it is. It's a lack of accountability. If you know you don't have to answer to anyone, anything, or any monetary fine, I mean, it's carte blanche, free reign.
Yeah, it's obviously not just the Cardinals that are dealing with it, but it's glaring when it happens 2 times in the span of less than a week. So that's why we're talking about it. But I just don't if you're an umpire, be as little a part of the game as you can. Just do your job. If you're not, if I don't notice the home plate umpire during a game, I assume that guy did a pretty good job because I didn't notice him.
All right. Anything else you want to hit on there with the umpires, or we good to just take a little brief trip around the league and get out of here?
Too much. Yeah.
Okay. First off, I got a few shout outs, and I'll let you I'll give the shout outs. You can give your 2 cents. All right.
Yeah.
First off, apology tour. I would like to apologize, I believe, to the Baltimore Orioles for asking why they, and we talked about this before, but why they trade Jorge Lopez. But Felix Bautista is an absolute beast of a human. That man is huge. Like, he throws piss rockets out there. I love him.
His ball rises.
I love him. I hope he has an incredible next 15 years in Baltimore for them, because he is electric to watch.
He's really good. Yeah, I really like his entrance with the Omar whistle from the wire. And also, I remember watching him. He came in against the Cardinals to save a game when they played here in, I don't know, May, maybe. I was like, that guy's really good. Like, where did this guy come from? Like, he was just blowing us away. But
he reminds me of the old school Lee Smith. Like, Lee Smith was bigger than every other human, and Bautista looks bigger than every other human. And I just love to watch him pitch. First of all, becoming a massive Orioles fan.
Yeah,
but big fan of Felix Bautista.
Yeah, me too. And I like the fact that Baltimore has a team to go watch. Like, good, thank you. I'm glad they get to go watch September baseball and think it means something.
Absolutely.
Second, we have to get out to that stadium too. By the way, I heard it's beautiful.
Yes, yeah. I've heard it's awesome. And who's the guy who does the hot dogs out in right field? I used to play there. Boo Powell, right? Boo
Boog
Powell, Boo
Powell,
Powell.
maybe Boog's
Boog,
hot
Boog,
dogs.
Boo. Is it Boog or Boob?
It's Boog. It's Boog.
Okay, that's better than Boob. Boog Powell. But I think he has like a hot dog stand out in right field.
He also has a kid that was in the minor leagues a couple years ago, and
Oh,
also
really?
named Boog Powell.
Hey, I mean, if your name's Boog Powell, what are you naming
I
your
think
kid?
it's a nickname, and I think they nicknamed him it as well.
Well, I hope it's his. I hope they named it. I hope that's his real name.
I don't think so. I hope
Yeah.
not.
By the way, tonight, the night you and I have been waiting for a long time. Bryce is back, bitches.
Yeah, are you going to realize that now you're on camera, so they're going to be able to see what you just did?
Did I
You
do
looked
something
really
goofy?
You looked really stupid. I am really excited for
You
Bryce
like the
being
two
back.
guns?
I am really excited for Bryce being back. Apparently, he had 2 rehab starts, and I'm crushing everything I see. So I'm not doing this anymore.
With a walk-off
Instead,
hit,
I'm
by the
coming
way.
back.
Did you see that walk-off
2
hit?
homers. What he bat, like 550?
I am so excited for him to be back. Like, and I know the Phillies are like one of our nemesis.
Not really.
Nemesi?
Are they?
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
Here we go.
Nemesis.
I know that they are, but I mean,
they?
because we could face them in the playoffs. But also sad news, Zach Wheeler out. I hope he's okay.
He's Phantom IL season.
Huh?
It's Phantom IL time.
Okay. So you think, but see, here's the thing. Normally when they say elbow, it's not Fugazi. Like
He
if
got
it
beat
were
around
an
2 starts in a
impingement,
row.
if it's ever an impingement, it's Fugazi.
He's fine.
Okay, good. Because I want, again, my number one thing, and I will continue to say it, is I want the best guys in the game.
I'm not saying he's
so. I am so geeked that Bryce is back.
Yeah, me too. To clarify, I'm not saying his arm might not be barking a little bit, but if this was September 15th right now, he would not be going on the IL.
I got you. Bryce will DH, right? He's going to DH the rest of the year. They're not going to even mess with him throwing a baseball.
No. Yeah.
Smart.
No need.
Smart.
Yeah.
They'll deal with whatever they have to in the outfield. Also, speaking of that Phillies team, who I really do also love to watch play baseball. I'm really geeked for Alec Bohm. Like he had a really rough start to the season in Philly, made the comments that got caught on the video and then owned it like a champ, by the way. Didn't do a Fernando Tatis around it, didn't blame somebody else, didn't whatever. He owned it. He is having a great year.
He's been red hot for like 3 weeks.
Hits in the middle of that. He's hitting third for him. Now, with Bryce Beck, he might drop down a little bit. He might hit fifth. I don't know.
And that's,
right. He is a fun young player, and that was his mark coming up. I'm just glad to see him getting to do it. Philly, again, another tough spot to play. And especially when you have that hiccup early on, a lot of guys could fold after that. He is not. I love it. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I like him too. Also, Edmundo Sosa's producing pretty well since he's gone there,
Yeah,
which I'm really happy
for him.
I hope he's great. I hope he has a big playoff hit against anyone but us. But I hope he has a big playoff hit against someone. And I don't know. I love Edmundo Sosa, so I'm glad he's doing well. And Bryce, obviously, we haven't seen him in the playoffs in a while. He was with them every year with the Nationals. But God, if you don't remember, that guy was a monster in the playoffs.
Hit a massive bomb off Adam Wainwright in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was also so good that Hunter Strickland hit him 3 years later because he killed him in the playoffs multiple times.
Again, I will say it. I'll continue to say it. He's my favorite player in baseball right now.
Second favorite for me, probably behind Nolan.
That's fine. And I love Nolan, and I love Goldy. If it wasn't the Cardinals, because as a team, the one guy I'm watching is Bryce Harper. I love him. I am a massive fan.
Tim and Bregman probably for me, but that's just
one day you and I need to do our Mount Rushmore of our favorite players in the game.
I don't want to do
that. All right, next thing, a couple big time shout outs. Tyler Glasnow gets a big bag for an extension. Also, shout out to the Rays for giving him. He gets $5 million next year and then $25 million the next year in 23. So good for him. He's probably going to be there through them unless they sign a bit long-term extension.
He said he wants to stay there.
But I am really happy for both parties, by the way.
Yeah, he's coming back, by the way. Might be in the bullpen here soon. He threw the hitters the other day.
Oh, and you know what he'll do? He'll dominate.
Yeah, he will. He's great. He's on the Rose rotation. Shout out to them. If you go watch them, that's a great podcast. It's Chris Rose, and he has a bunch of players on.
That's where we're heading, Caleb. What are you talking? That's where we're heading.
Okay. Well, we won't get on that show. We're not players. But Tyler Glasnow, he said the whole time he wants to be a Ray. He doesn't want to leave, and he's worried about them trading him because he really just doesn't want to leave Tampa Bay. And I'm happy for him because that's what he wanted was to stay there. So I'm glad he got that. I'm assuming the next guy you're talking about is J-Rod, right?
Wait, hey, what? Why don't you just steal the thunder right out
Well,
from
I was
underneath
wondering.
me?
I almost
Here's
said
the
this to you.
lightning.
Why don't
Here's
you
the
have your
thunder.
Seattle
You just
Mariners
stole them
jersey?
both.
You took your Mariner jersey off when JR got an extension. What's that about?
Yeah, I was gonna put it up today for him,
You
but
probably should have.
because it's Cardinals and we're on a heater, I went all Cardinals today.
Yeah, but J-Rod deserves the love.
I'm trying to change it up a little bit. I got a bunch. Anyway, yeah, super stoked for Jared. A contract that can get him up to $450 million. Hey, let's go,
Guaranteed
buddy.
220.
Let's
14
go.
years. He's gonna
I'm
get that
so
40
geeked for
million
him.
too. You know he's gonna get it.
So happy for him. I'm so happy for the people of Seattle who have watched Griffey leave, Randy Johnson leave, A-Rod leave, the Sonics leave, Russell Wilson now leave. You know, I am so geeked that J-Rod is staying there in Seattle. First of all, Seattle, incredible city, beautiful place. The new park, I haven't been there. I went to the old one. The new one looks incredible. I'm going to get out there. And I'm just geeked that they've got a guy that they get to watch for the next umpteen years.
Yeah, he's so good. He's a guy you'd want to keep in fantasy, probably.
Well, you know, I don't know any idiot who would trade him, but I did get Wilson Contreras. He's been really good.
You could have William Contreras and him, and you traded both.
But you know, it is what it be. And but again, I'm really happy for him, and I'm happy for the fans.
Don't compare him to King Griffey Jr., please. Just don't. Don't
put that weight. That's not what I said.
No, not you. I'm not even talking to you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
People on Twitter, they're like, next Griffey. No. He could end up being, but let's not do that to the kid.
No.
He's 21. He's not Griffey yet, but he's great. And the Tatis stuff has really put kind of made me sad because that was one of my favorite players, and it's really bad for the sport. That's the guy, that a lot of people that don't watch baseball know Fernando Tatis Jr. I hope J-Rod becomes that because we need another one. He can be right there with Acuna, Soto, all those really young, talented guys. So this honestly, now he's not ever going to play for a contract. He's got it now for his career. So that's exciting for him. I would assume that now he just gets to go play, and that's a stud. I really like it.
Have you heard today any word on Ty France? Is he okay? I saw that he got banged up. Okay.
Hopefully he's all right. Also extend him, Mariners. Build around those two.
Yeah. By the way, Haniger back. Haniger's been good. Big fan of that. We everybody knows we're big fans of that team.
I really hope they go deep this year.
CS Rise.
SEA.
Yep. You brought it up, so it was a perfect transition. Good journalism again on your part. Thanks. To go to my last point, and if you have anything else after that, I have never been excited for this event in my life until now. I cannot wait for the WBC. I told you I'm gonna do the best I can to get your mom, and if you want to go, the option to go to Phoenix to see the first round. But the fact that you got Mookie, Pete Alonso, I don't know for those of you who don't watch, every morning I watch MLB Central. Like I get up, I go for a walk, I grab a coffee, I watch MLB Central. I love it. It's my favorite show on MLB Network. No offense to anybody else. I'm a Mark DeRosa guy. I love Roflo, Lauren Shahadi. I mean, it's a perfect show, right?
Yeah.
D-Rose said today, after obviously Mookie Betts and Pete Alonso confirmed, that he was talking about how he's been shadowing some managers. He's going to shadow Buck because he's really nervous about this, which I think is hilarious. But they were talking about the fact that, hey, you're having a problem. Just go down to the cage. King Griffey Jr.'s down there to help you. Hey, you're having a problem, here, go here, whatever. But he said there are more coming. That's what he said.
Yeah. I hope Trey Turner does it. No offense to Trevor Story, but I do think there's more to offer in that middle infield out of American born baseball players at starting position. No offense to Trevor Story, he's a great baseball player. I just think Trey Turner being in that lineup would be great. But to have an outfield of Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, and who am I missing?
Bryce
Harper. Aaron Judge has undecided, so he could also be out there roaming around. To have the best third baseman in baseball, I said it, Nolan Arenado at third base. Then you got the infield. Even if there's no new middle infielders, I'm going to have Tim Anderson, who's just an electric factory.
Absolutely.
Trevor Story, obviously supremely talented. And then to have the best first baseman in baseball, I said it. Yep, Paul Goldschmidt. And then your two DH options right now are Cedric Mullins and Pete Alonso, and you're going to have more. And then do they have a catcher yet? Real Muto?
I have not seen a catcher announced. Now, if there is, I missed it. And I was looking through. I was doing some reading and some research today for this show because I wanted to talk about it. And I did not see a catcher announced yet. That does not mean that there aren't any.
I really hope that JT Realmuto doesn't.
That's a lie, by the way. JT Realmuto.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Sorry, that was on me. That was
Yeah, I
on
was
me.
gonna say, I
That was
thought I
on me.
said he
As
was
soon as
doing
you
it.
said it, I was like, wait, I did see it. JT
Yeah.
Realmuto. Hey, I'm getting older. The memory's a little bit
I said
wonky.
Realmuto's name maybe 5 times.
Have
You
they
not
have
hear
they
me?
have any pitchers confirmed? Now, I do get nervous. I would get nervous as an organization with pitchers. I would. So you almost have to have a ton of them. But I do think the schedule aligns itself where you're not playing. It's a little bit different than your regular, spring training games. I mean, it's kind of gonna be spring training for these guys.
You need Max Scherzer to do it, right?
Absolutely.
He has to be there.
And so does
Is there a more
Kershaw.
perfect guy to get you? He won't do it. He's too injury prone. But Max Scherzer, you need him pitching for the WBC championship. You need him on the mound, just staring down Team Dominican Republic and scaring them.
Can we
That's what
get
we
Shane
need.
McClanahan from the Ireland team?
He's on Ireland team? That's awesome.
I don't know. I just made that up.
I was about to say, that's really cool. But Shane McClanahan might have confirmed to be on the USA team now that you say that.
That's what that's one thing I looked today, and I did, to be fair, did not do a lot of Google searching.
There's been a lot of them coming in like droves, so it's hard.
But the pitchers I didn't get a chance to look at. I'm not going to lie, I didn't look. So
he has not confirmed. I made that up. I don't think they've said any yet. I'm assuming
that's what I thought.
Kind of, for pitchers, they're so fickle, they might just be waiting.
Which I don't blame them.
Nolan made new news. This isn't really important, but just to them. Nolan made it in time for the birth of his child, so that's cool.
Good.
I'm glad he made it.
Good.
The baby is
now get back to St. Louis for tomorrow.
He's in St. Louis. The baby was born in St. Louis.
That's right. He lives here. That's right. I did see that.
I think he loves it here. By the way,
I do too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
his baby was born in St. Louis.
Anyway, I'm going to be honest. I'm super geeked for the WBC.
How can we sign his baby up for Chaminade so he stays? How do we make that happen?
Can we go ahead and get? Can we go? Did he have a son? Is that what it is?
Oh, is that only an all boys school?
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
Okay. I've not heard, so I didn't know.
Either way, get him into a nice prep school in St. Louis so that he stays.
Yeah. Rosati Kane, if it's a girl, there's some good ones over there.
Yeah. Happy for them.
Anyway, back to the WBC. That's gonna. I am so happy that by the way, US won the last one with guys like.
Adam Jones.
I'm not saying cast-offs, but a lot of guys who hadn't even played in a little bit to be getting the all-stars to commit, and then getting the coaching staff with DeRosa and Ken Griffey Jr. and all those. I can't wait.
You're misremembering the last WBC.
Well, no, I know Nolan was there, but they also had. Remember, a couple of their pitchers were guys who weren't even in the leagues anymore.
They were really good.
They were, but I'm saying, if I remember right, you had a couple pitchers. I'd have to go back and look.
No, but you're wrong. I think you're thinking about the Olympics that just happened.
Oh, is that what it is? That is what it is. You're right. My bad. That's on me.
Stacked. It was absolutely stacked.
That's on me. I was.
The pitching was worse than you would want it to be. That is true. But David Robertson and those guys, I think you're thinking of, that was the Olympics.
Yeah. Okay. That is, by the way, and there was a couple other guys, right, who had been out of the league for. Okay,
Todd
that
Frazier
was on me.
Was there?
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, it was the team.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I don't know if you're a pitcher why you'd go do it other than just how fun it would be. But you're right. You almost have to have either a lot of them or you're gonna have no stars.
Yes, have a
Jacob DeGrom cannot go do that. There's no way if you're the Mets you let him go do that.
No. But if you were to look around the league and just imagine what the U.S. could throw at you, it's frightening. I mean,
they have the best pitchers in the world. I mean, we do, right? I mean, you probably list the top 5 pitchers in the world. Almost all of them are from the U.S., right? I mean, you got DeGrom, you got Scherzer, you got I guess Bueller's hurt now.
Garrett Cole, Walker Buehler.
Sandy's from some.
Sandy's not. Yeah, I don't think Sandy's from.
Yeah.
the US.
Also, we need to talk about Walker Buehler.
Sandy from Cuba?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not
Venezuela,
sure.
Somewhere over there. It really sucks. Walker Buehler had to have his second Tommy John. That really sucks. Like that's not good. That take a different tendon out of his body. That sucks so bad.
Yeah,
I can't imagine having to go through that again.
T's and P's to him.
He'll be out for a long time. They say it's normally a much longer recovery time, and that is worrying. That ruined Chris Medlin's career, so I hope that doesn't happen for Walker Buehler. Yeah, that just sucks. I hope he's okay.
Yeah,
because he's pitching for a contract here soon too, so that really does suck.
Yeah, and one of my favorites to watch pitch, man.
Yeah, he's a dog in the playoffs.
He's so good.
I think he's the best playoff pitcher in baseball.
I mean,
he has been for like 3 years.
Scherzer,
great. No.
Lance McCullers, Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander.
No, I mean no. Justin Verlander was horrible in the 2017 World Series.
Was he? I was throwing out guys that have been really good.
But Walker Buehler every year he's like the best in baseball. Yeah, it's incredible.
Very good.
Hope he's all right. Hope he comes back healthy. That's hard to imagine having to recover from that twice.
Before we get out of here, prediction for the weekend.
against the Braves.
Yeah.
I'm a homer, so I'm saying we take 2 or 3.
Okay. All right.
I don't see us sweeping. I can find a way for us to win this Saturday and Sunday games. I have a hard time thinking we win the night, but if we win the night, I feel really confident about winning 2 or 3.
Right. Well, I mean, you need Quintana to be really good.
Yeah.
Is it Quintana tonight? Am I right or am I wrong on that?
It's Quintana.
Okay. Are
And
we
it's
sure?
Monty Saturday? Yes.
Okay. So is Quintana thrown on 3 days rest?
No, he pitched last weekend. He pitched last Sunday.
Pitched Sunday. That's right. I had him, and I was wrong. So that's on me. Earlier, I was talking about him in Chicago, and he did not pitch in Chicago.
No, he had his rough start in Arizona.
That's what it was. That's
the
what
one
it was.
where Ollie got ejected.
Yeah, that's it. So, okay, Quintana tonight, Monty tomorrow. Wayno on Sunday? Okay.
Yep.
Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah. Wait, is it Wayno? No, it's not Wayno. Michaelis.
No, it'll be Wayno. He pitched Tuesday. First game of the doubleheader.
You're right. It's Wayno.
Yeah.
Okay, I had my days mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we had a doubleheader on Tuesday. Yeah.
So there's been so many games that it's like hard for me to kind of keep track. I had Quintana throwing the Cubs, and I was like, well, that's not right.
The schedule makers. Why did we have 5 days off? It seemed like after the All-Star break, and now we're playing like 18 in a row. Can we stop with this, please?
It's wild.
Do better than you're doing. You're putting players at risk of injury. Please stop doing this.
Agreed. All right. Anything else you need to talk about today or
today? I don't know. I mean, it seems like a lot of the playoff spots are kind of being clinched early. The Braves and Mets is going to be a very interesting finish, I think. The wild card, the NL wild card, adding an extra team really just added nothing because all these teams are still in contention. So I mean, it's really the Brewers and then the guys in it, and that's it. American League, I hope the Orioles can find a way in. I just don't see them being better than the Blue Jays and Rays to end the season. So I don't know. I mean, is there anything intriguing to you around the league that like you're keeping your eye on other than Braves and Mets? Because that's the only one I really
Braves, Mets,
want to watch.
Goldie's Triple Crown.
No, I mean like in terms of standings.
No, there's not. I was looking at it earlier. I'm hoping the Orioles go on a massive run and find a way. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I guess it's at the behest of the Blue Jays or the Rays, right? If they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the American League's going to be interesting.
I guess you can say the AL Central, but I really think the Guardians are going to win it. I think they're the best team in that division.
The who?
The Guardians. I think they're the best team in that division.
I agree. I'll say it again. I still think the White Sox might have the most talented roster, but I think the Guardians are a better baseball team, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Do you think – I don't know if the White Sox have a better roster. I think they have a roster with talent. That doesn't mean that that means nothing to me. It doesn't seem cohesive.
Next pod, let's talk because I think we owe it justice on the awards. I'd like you want to hit on those a little bit next pod, especially I think that American League Rookie of the Year race. We'll talk about it next time. I think that's going to be a really fun race to watch in September.
Yeah. Did you know Emmanuel Clase got traded from the Padres? I never knew that.
I did. So did
Quantrill and Clase just like killed their own team. So AJ Preller has to be thinking, man, did I go wrong here with getting all these stars? Like he traded Mike Clevenger. We talked about this, and D was like, this was not. I mean, this was an automatic win for the Guardians. I still want to see what Clevenger can do and to win until he's a free agent. But I mean, it seems like the Guardians might have just blown him out of the water, and he might have been right in that trade.
Yeah, we always just like to tell D he's wrong because it's more fun that way.
We were just saying. Well, what we said was it was a win if they win a World Series no matter what, and he argued, well, that doesn't make any sense. But and that still could happen because I think Clevenger's there next year as well, or not. Is he a free agent after this year?
Don't know.
I don't know either. But I mean, obviously, Clevenger's a good pitcher. But what's wrong with that Padres team? Do you have anything to say about them? Because I have no idea.
No, I don't. We can talk about them next time when we do the power rankings if you want. But I really don't. To be fair, I'm not even paying attention to them.
They're so bad.
Yeah.
Like Juan Soto's hurt now with his back injury.
Hader may not close games, right? Didn't I read that?
Hader's bad. He's like a 12 ERA with them. He has to close any the other night, but that's like an accomplishment for him now. And he have 2 hits in it. What's happened to him? He remember like what was it 3 months ago? We were like, this guy's the most dominant reliever we've ever seen.
Right.
He wasn't giving up hits.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like maybe have more of a team than just a bunch of superstars that you just grab off of teams.
Well, over your right shoulder, is that just one big stack of dirty clothes?
Well, no, there's a backpack, there's one hoodie, and then there's a camera bag.
Would you put a fucking poster up? This is the most depressing scene of all time in podcast.
I don't come in here really unless I'm playing.
Can you do something? Games. At least I put a couple unis up.
I'm worried that the paint's gonna get off on my jerseys, and I don't want that to happen.
Instead, we're looking at a pile of clothes and
I didn't know
a
you could see
fucking
that.
jail cell.
I didn't know you could. Honestly,
With like,
it was.
that's still
It
like
was
the.
all.
Is
I'll be
that the
honest with you.
blue? That's like the blue mattress topper
It
that they
is.
put on it when you moved in. What is happening in that crib?
But okay, so it was right here earlier. I moved over there because I thought you wouldn't be able to see it.
I've been staring at it for like an hour.
I didn't move it far enough. There's pillows over there. I don't sleep in here.
Do something about it. It's a separate bedroom. Make it look nice. You're living there.
It does look nice over here. It's just like
Where's Grace? Can somebody get Grace on the phone?
I don't know where she's at. She's doing something.
What are you guys doing tonight? You going to Chicago to see St. Paul and the Broken Bones?
No, I wish, but you guys keep going without me.
We offered you to go to Chicago tonight, and you said, I'm busy. That's what you said. I'm busy.
You didn't offer you guys to go. You sent me in and said they're coming by Chicago.
Well, that's what I meant.
If you just said we're going to go, that's a different conversation entirely than just telling me they're by Chicago today.
We've been on the go so much, I can't be on the go anymore.
I'm not
I don't know
to Chicago either. I'm not doing it.
No. Yeah, fair. All right. Well, okay. So you got Cubs, or you got the Cardinals winning 2 or 3. I'll join along. I like it.
Yeah. I mean,
even
if I believe that they may lose 2 or 3, I'm never saying that. I'm always going to say we're going to win.
Right. Here's the thing: you get this, and then after that, you've got. I mean, I hate to say, oh, the schedule gets easy, but it definitely gets easier. Like, this is the test right now, are the Braves, and you do have the Padres and Dodgers looming late in September, and you got the Brewers again. But outside of that, it's Cincinnati, it's Milwaukee, it's
last 7 against Pittsburgh, I think. Last 7 games of the year.
Yep.
That's why I say that the Brewers don't have a chance to catch us. I mean, if it gets close, we have 7 against the Pirates in the season.
Right.
I will say, though, I'm way more excited. The last couple of games as the Cubs, even if we were winning or losing, I was kind of getting bored. I'm glad we're playing some good teams. I want to watch them and see. I mean, we can get as excited as we want about them playing well against some of these teams. And the Yankees was a really good series to watch. But this is the test. This is where you want to see. It really sucks Nolan isn't playing. But you want to see what they're really made of. And if these Corey Dickersons, if they're just hot because they're facing bad pitching, or if they're actually going to be contributing against good teams in the postseason. So
agreed.
That's what I'm excited about.
Like I've said before, for those of you who are watching in the St. Louis area, go down there this weekend because it's going to be like a playoff atmosphere. Do what?
Yeah, we forgot to mention something. Corey Dickerson had 10 hits in a row.
10 hits in a row. That's why I said you owed an apology. But you said, no, I'm not apologizing.
I'm not going to apologize. Maybe I gave him
he deserved it. That's what you said. You
did
him dirty.
I wasn't overly rude to him or anything. But that's the most in franchise history. That's cool. First time since Altuve in 2018 that he got 10 hits in a row.
Incredible.
So that really deserves mentioning. It was really cool. And they hit a triple. By the way, Corey, you have leg problems. Let's not stretch in the triples and then slide into the bag and jam your feet while you're hitting well. Please don't do that ever again. Just get the double. Please. There's 2 outs.
Agreed.
Say it second. But yeah.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. Go down. Go see the Cardinals. Like I said, we may end up going Sunday. I don't know, man. We've been so busy. I don't know if we're going to make it or not. But I'd love to get down there to see the Braves. I know that.
Sunday night baseball.
We'll just happen to see. I'll see what we got going on Sunday night. But for those of you here in St. Louis, go get out there. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Go support the Cardinals. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere like it was last weekend when we went to see the Brewers when they were here. So much fun. This is one of my favorite times. There's 2 times a year as a sports fan that I love. It's March when college basketball is getting into the tournaments. It's baseball kicking in. You got the NBA, the NHL getting close to the playoffs. Love it. And it's this time of year when college football kicks off here soon. The NFL's coming in soon, but baseball is rolling. And September baseball, even though, like you said, it's going to be weird.
Starting soon.
Do what?
Hockey starts in October, too.
And then October, and you got the NBA. And then right after that, you got college basketball. So
hockey again.
It's a great time. Well, you said it. I didn't think I needed to say it again.
Yeah, you just walk all over it. It's fine.
You've got a good amount of sports coming up. Mm-hmm. So enjoy. But September baseball, even though Cardinals are rolling, they got to just keep the momentum going. And I don't see Ollie letting any foot off the gas at all. So I don't see that being a problem. But watch the other races, guys. Again, I know a lot of us get locked in because it's so easy to pay. You pay 3 hours watching a Cardinal game. Last thing you want to do is go watch other teams. Go watch the Orioles. Go watch the Rays. Go watch the Mariners. Go watch who am I missing?
The Guardians.
Oh, the Guardians, Twins, and White Sox, because that race could be a lot of fun in the next. I think it should be. I think they play each other a lot throughout the next month.
I got one more thing because we wrap this up. The Guardians play a great brand of baseball, so if you want to go watch them, a lot of fun. They don't strike out. They run hard. They're young. They pitch well. Their bullpen's lights out. So go watch them if you want.
Agreed.
They kind of get lost in the shuffle because they're in Cleveland. and then the middle of the country. So it's called the flyover states, but they play a fun brand of baseball. So go watch it.
Agreed. Also,
All I got.
don't ever do this again.
Flyover state.
Yeah, don't ever.
Because I don't agree with the. I don't agree with the
just say
terminology.
flyover state. You don't need to quote
then
it.
You think that I'm calling it that. I'm not. I'm saying other people do.
You said so-called flyover state. So the so-called took care of the flyover.
No, I didn't say so-called. I said they're called.
Well, you should have. So next time, say the so-called. Don't do this. Don't ever do that again.
I'm on camera now. I want to use some gestures.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay,
if you don't like my guns.
Let's wrap this up. I gotta eat.
All right. Anyway, go see the Cardinals this weekend. Once again, first of all, episode 1 we can't thank you guys enough. All right. Without you guys, this is just us, Caleb and I, talking to each other like we've done for 18 years. So we can't thank you guys enough. Please, again, we always say it, but tell a friend. The more the merrier. We love to have people on. Caleb, I think, is in the next week lining up maybe a few guests for us to come on here soon. Correct?
I didn't know that.
We did talk about this. Why do you do that? Why? You need a planner.
I really need to go eat those hot dogs downstairs.
Anyway, we do. Caleb, it does. So hopefully we're gonna have a few guests coming on here soon. To add to the whole experience, maybe a couple guns, maybe a couple of these for you guys. But anyway, we thank you guys again. Tell a friend. You can find us on our YouTube channel. When you find us there, give us a like. Please give us or join a subscription. Or it's free, right? There's no payment there. Just become a subscriber. It's YouTube, as always, you can find us on your favorite podcast platforms. We are still there. We're not going anywhere. And then once again, you can find us on Twitter at @more_noble and Caleb at CalebNoble08. And then we are on Facebook as well, the More You Noble Sports Podcast. So come join the fun. Once again, as always, have an amazing weekend. Go see the Cardinals. Stay safe. Take care of each other. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.